held at Jing'an Temple.
By following social media, we find how the West censors pro-China voices and creates false narratives to twist the public conversation.
Look, here we have a perfect example from our deputy editor-in-chief. The right-wing blog Zero Hedge claims in recent days this is Chinese parents sell children to a black market. Actually, we traced this picture back to Getty, and it was a picture about the rural people celebrating the 2009 Chinese New Year.
The picture has a right caption, but the post places it in a wrong context. Social media provides a safe house for conspiracies produced by blogs such as Zero Hedge, and China is a hotspot hit by such conspiracies. We will talk about social media disinformation today. It's rush hour in Shanghai. People are queuing up long line behind me. All of them are glued to their screens. How social media have extended their arms around us have gone beyond our imaginations. So has how these platforms can be exploited to serve political interests. Today, we visit Fang Shishi, an expert on social media disinformation campaign, to find out how Western social media help launch a disinformation campaign against China accounts. So, why do I keep receive promoting message from Bloomberg like this?
Okay.
It's promoted as a political content. Why those Western media can openly promote political content on Twitter, and the Chinese media have been denied to do the same thing?
It's kind of muscle show. If we check the Twitter's political aids policy, we can see that there are quite a lot of categories there, which kind of political content, and which is the sensitive categories, and which is maybe political related content there. But why this kind of content can be put into this category, and why the others are not. So it's a kind of power. The boundary between the different kind of content is a power to show that Twitter can do this. Before, we always say that platforms maybe they should be neutral, and they are immune to the content. But actually, the platform has bias. The platform does not that neutral. They have their own interest.
So it actually serves a political purpose.
I think political is very important here. Yeah.
China-related social media accounts can often be the victims of Western domination in the social media space. On Twitter, for instance, while all Chinese media are banned from political advertising and outlets and journalists are labeled as state-affiliated, none of the Western media and journalists are treated with the same standard. False narratives have ridden the train of social media to perpetuate harmful messages, to mistranslate, to apply editing tricks, to promote unfounded theories, to quote unsubstantial reports, and simply to lie.
Actually, Twitter maybe is in the center of the engage into the disinformation. There's a data show that maybe more than 80% disinformation on Twitter shared by only 0.1% holders. So this kind of people called the super share. Another thing is about the intelligent technologies on Twitter. You know that quite a lot of disinformation on Twitter is from bot, the disinformation robot, for people to use this tool to maybe spread the disinformation. Suggest the program, and maybe it's from some very technology company. They use this tool to promote the disinformation there.
But why does not Twitter ban these bots?
I think maybe you can say that it's a little bit difficult to discover that, but I don't think it's an excuse, because I think Twitter got a very cutting-edge technology to do this. But I think another very important thing is about the traffic. Traffic means advertisement. Advertisement means the money.
China's MOVA spokesperson Zhao Lijian, a Twitter celebrity, also expressed his concern on internet disinformation.
China always holds that news reporting should show respect for facts. We firmly oppose fabrication of fake news in breach of professional ethics in the name of press freedom. The international community should strengthen cooperation in combating disinformation to jointly safeguard a healthy, rational, and objective environment for public opinion.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and other main social media platforms are mainly controlled by the US capital. When the US takes China as a competitor, social media naturally becomes a tool of the US to counter China. In contrast to many Western reports that exploit social media to extend its influence, China accounts are more likely to be suspended or even silenced in the same self-claimed free speech society.
Tech companies tailor advertising rules that help facilitate propaganda. In this sea of disinformation about China, how will the West know its most important competitor or collaborator?